November of 2026 is going to be a really, really big month for me and several of my loved ones. So, first of all, November 18th, 2026, I will be turning 60. And on that very day, my sister cousin Sylvia will be turning 65. My Aunt Marcia on the 14th of November will be turning 75. And then I also have a new friend, Dionne Wallace, and she and I were both born in 1966, the month of November. I believe her birthday is the 21st, so she'll be turning 60 as well. So, with that being said, a bunch of us are going to get together and do a cruise, and we invite you to join us. Good thing about it, Norwegian's going to now be leaving out of the Philadelphia port starting in the summer of 2026. So there's a really cool cruise. Most of the cruises are to Bermuda, but it's actually a nice little itinerary. It's a 7-night Bermuda cruise. It will leave on Saturday, November 14th, and return on Saturday, November 21st. If we look at the itinerary really quickly, leaves out of Philly that afternoon on the 14th, is at sea on that Sunday. Then we dock in Bermuda from that Monday morning, stay there overnight. You can get on and off. A lot of nice things to do in Bermuda. If you like the nightlife, you got Monday night. You also have Tuesday night in Bermuda. And then Wednesday at 3 p.m. we leave Bermuda. And then we're at sea on Thursday and Friday. So much to do on the ship. And we get back to Philly that next Saturday morning. The prices are great. Number one, because they include so many amenities. If you want to have the drinks special included, I'll give you that price separately. But everyone is given a dining special, and that just basically allows one, depending on the size room you get. If you get an inside or outside, it's one specialty dining restaurant added onto the room per guest for free. And if you get a balcony or above, then they give you 3 specialty dining restaurants. But the food in the main dining room is really good as well. So even just getting one specialty for free is cool. In addition, you get 150 minutes of free Wi-Fi added on, and you are allowed, if you needed to have unlimited or even to add streaming to it, to upgrade and pay the difference. That's for both guests in the room. You also get a $50 credit for any type of shore excursion that you would want to, but that's per room. And the drink package, as I said, could be added on. So the prices I'm going to quote are without the drink package, but if you wanted to include the drink package, you could. It's an additional $420 per person if you wanted to add that on. But as you'll see, the prices are pretty good. The prices I'm quoting will also include the gratuities and the insurance added in. So I think what I'm going to do before I get into the pricing, I'm going to show you a little bit more about the ship in a short video, then we'll get into the pricing. So some ship highlights are, well, first of all, Norwegian ships are very, very colorful, very vibrant. They have the freestyle dining option. So that's just been their thing since they opened, that, you get to go and dine at any time that you wish. Really, really good entertainment. And this, actually, I'm gonna let the video surprise you about one cool extra thing about this particular ship that's leaving out of Philadelphia, called the Pearl. So I think I'm gonna upload that video right now. Then we'll come back to the pricing.
Today, we're stepping aboard the stunning Norwegian Pearl, part of Norwegian Cruise Line's popular Jewel-class ships. Known for her vibrant atmosphere, family-friendly spaces, and some truly unique features at sea, the Norwegian Pearl continues to impress travelers from around the world. Whether you're cruising to the Caribbean, sailing through the glaciers of Alaska, or exploring the historic Panama Canal, this ship brings excitement, relaxation, and unforgettable memories for every guest. The Norwegian Pearl first set sail in 2006, but thanks to refurbishments, she still feels fresh and modern. With a gross tonnage of nearly 93,000, she's large enough to offer endless choices, yet small enough to feel personal and inviting. Carrying just over 2,300 guests and around 1,000 crew members, the Pearl is often described as a just-right ship, not too big, not too small. Her lively decor and welcoming design make her a favorite among Norwegian cruise line fans.
When I switched to Allstate, I saved hundreds. My old insurance company raised my rates, so I started.
Oops. Forgot about that. By the fact that I now have ads with my my YouTube. But let's resume.
Cruise line fans. Food lovers, get ready, because dining aboard the Norwegian Pearl is nothing short of spectacular. For casual meals, you'll find buffets filled with international flavors, poolside grills, and cafes serving fresh pastries and coffee. But the real highlights are the specialty restaurants. At Cagney's Steakhouse, you can indulge in juicy cuts of steak with all the classic sides. Le Bistro offers French-inspired fine dining, perfect for a romantic evening. Craving Italian? La Cucina serves handmade pastas and authentic flavors straight from Italy. And if sushi is your style, head to Lotus Garden, the ship's Asian restaurant. No matter what your taste buds desire, the Pearl ensures your culinary journey at sea is just as memorable as the destinations you visit. Entertainment on the Norwegian Pearl is non-stop. The Stardust Theater brings Broadway-style productions to life with dazzling costumes, powerful voices, and energetic dance performances. If live music is your vibe, you'll find talented musicians throughout the ship, from acoustic sets in the lounges to upbeat dance parties on the pool deck. Comedy shows, themed nights, and guest entertainers keep the energy high, ensuring there's something fun happening every evening. And here's a unique highlight. The Norwegian Pearl is one of the few cruise ships with a bowling alley at sea. Imagine rolling a strike while cruising through the Caribbean. That's the kind of fun the Pearl offers.
So that's actually what I was mentioning, bowling alley at sea, in addition to everything else, which I think is pretty cool. So let's get back to the specifics about it. So what I'm going to show you now is just based on what I know, the total price. I'm not even going to take you guys in, but let's look at this. You have the inside stateroom, just under $900. Outside just means it includes a window, and then the balcony, it's just under $1,600. Then you even have suites. So I'm going to do pricing based on inside, because their inside cabins are pretty spacious. And I actually might even add a little video at the end just showing you that. But if there's someone who wanted the balcony, my thing is this: I normally get balconies when they're not almost double the price of inside. And you see that it is kind of almost double, because I enjoy the inside staterooms. I'm not in my stateroom all day. I'm roaming around the ship. But again, I appreciate the fact that some of you may want to have a balcony. I also usually get balconies when I'm going during a time when I can sit out there and not worry about it being too cold and things like that. This is a winter cruise, so probably wouldn't be out on my balcony that much anyway. So I'm going to settle for inside. But if there's anybody interested in going and you want something other than the inside, or even an outside, let me know. I can definitely get you the pricing. But for the inside, again, this is a 7-night cruise, including all the things that I mentioned. Just to reiterate, the drink special can or cannot be added to your booking. I will give the price without it, But if you did decide to add it, it would essentially be an additional $420 on the total price. That allows you to have unlimited access to alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. They also have it where it could be half that price if you wanted to have access to mocktails and things of that sort. That could be added on. But without it, that's what we'll quote today. You also get the one free specialty dining added on per guest in the room, and you also get the free 150 minutes of internet, Wi-Fi access, and credit towards any excursion you may want to do in Bermuda. Okay. So with that being the case, for an inside family stateroom, the price is $2,388.30 for the entire cabin. Essentially, there is just a $50 deposit per guest that will hold the stateroom, and so the other $2288.30 would have to be paid 90 days prior to the sailing. So that really allows you all the way up until August of 2027 to pay it all. A person who wanted to, let's say, book this month, I have my cabin on hold, and my cousin also has her cabin on hold. But anyone else who wanted to hold the cabin so you can get a better pick of the room you want, you will put down the 100, and then it's up to you. If you wanted to break it down and do it monthly, that would be about $115 every month up until next August. You could wait and pay it at the end, or pay a couple chumps here and there. The excellent thing about Norwegian is they allow you to receive your entire deposit all the way up until final payment if for some reason you had to cancel. So you don't have to worry about them keeping any of your money. You don't have to worry about anything. Up until the final payment, you're allowed to get full refund of anything that you've paid. So that's why it's okay to add, to pay on it gradually, or if you wanted to wait to pay the end, it's totally up to you. So essentially that's what we have. I'm trying to see if I can mention some other things. As I said, that price that I mentioned is for the cruise and those extras that we said. It also includes gratuities. I always like to pay them up front. Then that way, if I decide to give someone an extra, I can. But the gratuities are already included. That's not something they would be adding to my tab. And Norwegian offers insurance. And the thing about insurance is not just to ensure you getting your money back if you don't go, because honestly, you have a pretty nice window of that happening. Once the final payment is due, then of course that allows you to have that security of knowing that you would get it back if some major emergency happened before the sailing. But it also includes medical expenses that may occur when you're on a ship, or even when you're on any in Bermuda for this particular sailing. So I always include the insurance, and so it is factored into this particular sailing that I just quoted. Again, if you wanted to add on anything extra like additional Wi-Fi or streaming options while you're at sea, or if you wanted to add on any extra specialty restaurants or shore excursions, things like that would be additional. But this is including everything that I said. And the last thing is, if you wanted to upgrade your cabin, of course, that would be additional. But anybody who's interested, I am. If you look up here, I am a travel consultant with Cruise Brothers, and I am able to book cruises directly with Norwegian. So or any other cruise line, but for this particular sailing with Norwegian, the name of my company is ROSE Voyages, after my lovely mother. And so get in touch with me. Let me know if you would like to go on this sailing to celebrate my 60th and the 60th birthday of my other loved ones, or special birthday of my other loved ones. It's also a nice pre-holiday cruise. And if you even want to have me look into any other type of sailing for you, let me know. Cool. That's all.